guys, what is up? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Samantha. I am the Gem Priestess. I am a crystal healer, crystal lover, crystal connoisseur, whatever you want to say. I love crystals and I work with crystals each and every single day of my life. Being a crystal healer, I do offer crystal healing services. So if that's something that, is interesting to you, or you're like, what the heck is that? Whatever it may be, down in the description box below, I will leave a link to my website. You guys can go over there and check it out. I let you guys know, just a quick little about me, how I found spirituality, how I found crystals, how I became a crystal healer. I let you guys know everything, all of that. I let you guys know what is going on in my crystal healing services, so you guys get a little bit of a feel. But usually what it is it takes about an hour, give or take. I think online I say anywhere from like 50 to 70 minutes, so somewhere right in there. But I do put you guys into a deep meditative state, and I go there with you because I do go ahead and just scan your energetic field, scan your chakras and your aura, and just kind of get a feel of like everything that's going on inside of you. And then from there I go through and we work through the chakras, all the way from the root chakra up to the crown chakra. And I just give you guys use different crystals that I have and that I've worked with personally and professionally, obviously, to just go ahead and send some healing power, some healing love to you, so that we can go ahead and unblock and open up those chakras, so that we can start calling in more amazing things, confidence, money, a new job, if you suffer from headaches, back pain, anxiety, if you're looking for love, if you're looking to just kind of work on yourself for a while, whatever it may be, crystal healing can help, and I facilitate that all the time. So I would love to be able to work with you guys. But for today's video, we are going to go ahead and we are celebrating Leos, the astrological sign Leos. So if you are Leo out there, happy birthday. Leo season does start July 23rd and goes through August 22nd. So if your birthday falls anywhere in there, then this video is all about you. But of course, if you're not a Leo and you just want to tap into some of that crazy Leo energy, that crazy good Leo energy, definitely, stay tuned. I will definitely keep you guys, give you the ins and the outs, just a couple of crystals that work really well, so that if you are a Leo, you're like, oh my gosh, I got this down. Like, this is totally in my comfort zone. Or if you want to kind of embrace that a little bit, these crystals will totally help you out for that too. So, without further ado, let's just get into this. Alright, so first things first, this video is going to be the top 4 crystals that, to tap into Leo energy for Leo season, whatever it may be. 4 is actually a lucky number of Leo, so I love to just, if you haven't checked out any of my previous astrological videos, I totally love to stay just kind of into that energy. So, however many crystals I use, that's just because that's what, one of the lucky numbers of the sign is. Some positive attributes of Leos, like Leo the lion, you guys are very brave, you're very like passionate and warm-hearted, you guys are cheerful, like cheerful little lion cubs. You guys are out there, you guys are always like a good time, you guys are always like super fun and super adventurous. You're very much like the bold friend, you guys are always like, you're feeling good about yourselves, and you try to like spread that onto other people too, which I think is a super great quality to have in a Leo, Leo friend. I know for me, I have Leo in my Mars and my Venus, so I do kind of have a little bit of that energy sometimes, and sometimes, not so much, but definitely it does shine from time to time. You guys are super like optimistic, enthusiastic, super, like I said, spontaneous, that friend that's just like, hey, like, I know this is kind of weird, but do you want to go like try this out, like whatever it might be. I know I've done it a couple times in my friend groups, and my friends were like, what are you talking about, what are you doing? So it is super weird, but maybe I just fall into that energy too. But I think that it's super cool and super fun. But just like all signs, there are some positive things, there are some negative things. So with Leos, sometimes Leos, even though that they're confident, they can be a little too confident, and it can come off as kind of like arrogant. They can be, very stubborn and self-centered, where they think that just like, oh, like the world revolves around me, or like, my feelings first, or whatever it may be, just something along those lines. That's very much something that, if someone is too much into their own Leo energy, that's something that can super come into that too, and a lot of times with Leos, because they're very like, super out there and super like boisterous and, crazy confident, whatever it may be, that sometimes it does come that like you're overconfident because you lack that like self-confidence. So a lot of times, you'll find that they're very like attention seeking. They're kind of seeking that validation from other people. So that is something just to kind of like look out for too, because they want to, kind of also like be a people pleaser sometimes and want people to like, agree with them and say yes with them and just kind of have, these other people just kind of like on their side, they kind of feel like. So it's definitely something to look for, to like look out for. A lot of times too, they can be very like, kind of like they're playing a game. They always want to be like the winner, super competitive, and they make these competitions out of things that aren't really competitions, but for them it makes them feel better. Again, being that like Leo in my chart, like I definitely get like that from time to time too. And it'll be like the weirdest things sometimes. It's like, oh my gosh, I can take out more bags of trash than you can, and it's very, it's super weird. And sometimes it's not always like super out there and forward either, but sometimes it's just in their brain that they're doing that. So it's definitely something that you guys should, look out for too. If you are Leo, or if you are wanting to tap into some Leo energy, definitely, you got to stay in that like happy middle ground. Okay, and so the first crystal that we do have, for Leo season, for tapping into Leo energy, is going to be Garnet. So this is, a really dark red, darker than like blood red stone. I don't know if you guys can see if it's turning up kind of black, what it is. Just a really deep dark red. So this is obviously, going to go ahead and, work with your root chakra, to just kind of like protection, increase creativity, just kind of that stuff. And then, again, that root chakra helps to kind of bring in all of that energy. So, just to kind of bring you centered and whole again. So it works really well that way too, because you're very much, if you're wanting to tap into that Leo energy, just to kind of bring everything back into yourself, with Leos being very like self-confident, that's something that like, you do want to have all of that energy and all of your lingering energy, wherever it may be, just to come back and just to kind of sit with you and be in you. So, with that too, it like, Garnet works really well to promote loyalty and, strength within yourself and courage and self-confidence, vitality, charisma, all of these like really great qualities that just Leos just kind of naturally have. So it works, really great to tap into that energy and to be able to give you that energy that you're, looking for and that you're wanting to just kind of embrace and just kind of live in a little bit. So it does definitely give you these qualities, but also gives you the strength to feel good having these qualities, especially because if that's something that is lacking in you a little bit. It gives you, you do kind of feel weird when you're like, feeling these new energies and these new like ideas and stuff like that. So this is the stone that will work really great to just give you strength in those feelings, to be like, no, like I know this is new, but don't worry, like this is gonna be your new normal, this is gonna be great for you, yada yada, whatever it may be. This is a stone that will work really great for that. And the next stone that we have for Leo season, or tapping into Leo energy, is going to be Citrine. Citrine is another one of those really good stones that I love working with, that I love having on this channel, love having with me all the time. Citrine works really well with your solar plexus chakra, which is right above your belly button. So it works really well for just, again, that idea of, Leos and that self-confidence and just like feeling good in their skin and just like walking around and they know who they are. The solar plexus is great for that, and Citrine is great for that too. So it's really well, just kind of the triangle working all around to be able to give those, ideals for you, warmth and generosity and, just feeling strong in your willpower and just your personal power and, even professionally too. This is a stone that works really well to just give you that little bit of like oomph to like get in there and, get the job done or get the project done or just feel good doing things. This is a stone that works really well for that, for calling in new opportunities and just making sure that they even work too is a really, big thing when wanting to start a new project or a new venture or a new opportunity, whatever it may be, having that feeling of like, oh my gosh, of course this is gonna work, like, and just feeling good in that is something that is really, really good for actually making sure that it works. And Citrine is really good for, you know, helping you to feel that way. So then you're just like, oh, I got this, it's no big deal. Like, yeah, of course it's gonna work out. Of course, you know, I'm gonna land the job, I'm gonna, you know, get the raise, like my business is gonna work out, whatever it may be. Just having that, you know, confidence in yourself and in what you're doing. Number one Leo's, number one Citrine, number one sacral solar plexus chakra. So it's gonna be really good for you to just like boom, feel that energy and feel really good all the time. All right, and stone number 3 for Leo season. I have to do it. I have to bring her on pretty much, it feels like almost every video, but of course is going to be Amethyst. Amethyst is a stone that, you know, even though it is, you know, very spiritual, you know, works with your third eye chakra, it's actually really well for balancing your Leo energy. So if you're someone that, like, you know, you're too much into that Leo energy, it's really good for, you know, kind of, you know, positively, of course, but just kind of calming that down, taking away what's too, you know, too much or too over the top, and being able just to balance it out really, really well and really, really sweetly, you know. So it will still leave you, you know, super passionate and super driven like Leos are, you know, working, you know, same with that solar plexus chakra, just to be very, you know, you're still like confident in what you're doing and you know it's gonna work. And Amethyst will leave you, you know, still feeling that way, but without, you know, feeling the, like, you know, like I said earlier, where you're like overconfident and you have to like seek, you know, attention from others and approval from others. It'll calm that down, so then that way you're able to just like, you know, be able to just leave it at the first part, like, hey, this is gonna work and this is what it is because this is what I really want to do. So, you know, it's really, really good for that. And, you know, with Leos too, even actually being, you know, so much, you know, in, you know, the physical in their own bodies, because, you know, they're very much like, oh, I got this, like I got myself, like I'm good, I'm feeling good, I'm great, which, you know, is great, and we don't want to mess with that too. But it just brings them to the next level, where it elevates them into, okay, like I've got this on the physical level now, like the physical plane is good, now let's work on the spiritual, now let's just take it up a notch and just learn, you know, something else, and be able to use, you know, those ideals and those feelings that I have for good, you know, for the greatness of, you know, spirituality, manifestation, all of that stuff. So this is another stone that works really well. I would say if you're already a Leo and you're just like feeling that Leo energy too much, maybe, you know, you have Leo somewhere else in your chart that's really, really high, and that definitely feels, you know, you get that energy too. I would say this is probably, you know, Amethyst is a great stone to be able just to kind of like even you out, just to mellow you out a little bit, so that you're not too much into that, like into the negative aspects of a Leo. All right, and the last stone that we have for Leo season is going to be Tiger's Eye. Tiger's Eye is a stone that actually works really well with the lower 3 chakras, so your root chakra, your sacral chakra, and your solar plexus chakra. It works really well with just all of those ideals that come in with those chakras. So I think it's really great that, especially if you're wanting to tap into that Leo energy, I feel like Leos are very much, you know, our lower 3 chakras, since those ones are very much more about like, you know, the personal, the physical, you know, very much so for, you know, Leos. And Tiger's Eye works really great to be able just to call in all of that energy from those chakras, you know, so it like, you know, it'll help you to like utilize your strong will and give you confidence and unlock your creativity, which I think is something that it very much isn't said all that often, that, you know, creativity and confidence really do have to go together, you know, really do have to be, you know, just kind of hand in hand friends in all of this. So I think that that's something that is definitely something to really, you know, look to if you are having problems, you know, with creativity or even with confidence too, very much. So definitely work on both of those, and I think that it will definitely help you where, you know, you're needing that little bit of help, that little bit of energy. But this also helps really well just to kind of calm any, you know, kind of that like Leo like wild energy, I would say. It definitely helps to calm that down a little bit, just so that it does still shine, but just kind of when it needs to, it doesn't, we don't always need to be like, oh my gosh, like I'm definitely feeling, this way, and, you just feel very strongly about it. It just definitely helps to calm down, definitely that fire sign energy. Just so you're not a huge roaring fire, but, just like a little like campfire, I would definitely say it works really well for that, and it definitely works really good too for that just like self-empowerment, that, courage and confidence that, very much just is Leo's and just is that Leo energy. This is a stone that is going to work really, really great just to kind of, wrap all of that up together for you. Alright, and that is it for today's video. I do have to say, Leos, wherever you are in the world, happy birthday. I hope that you guys do get to celebrate your birthday, and it is so, so, so much fun for you guys. Like I said before, if you enjoyed this video, I've seen a couple of my other videos, and, you do want to hop on, get your own crystal healing session with me. I will link, my website down below, so you guys can go ahead and check that out. When you do sign up for your own crystal healing session, you guys do get to pick, your own dates and times, just kind of what works for you. And even down below too, I will link my Instagram. So if you guys have any personal questions that you guys want to ask me, you guys can always shoot me a DM over there, and I will, get back to you guys and let you, answer your questions, let you know anything else. If you're still like, oh my gosh, what is a crystal healing session? Or, you're just very, there's a lot of different questions that do come up. I know I had a lot, before I became a crystal healer myself. Where it was like, oh my gosh, how does this work? Am I gonna be okay? Like, what are the afters? How do I feel afterwards? Am I gonna be okay? Whatever it may be, you guys can go ahead and just, ask me all the questions that you guys have, and I will definitely answer them. And, we can totally, work on this together, get you guys feeling good, calling in the right things and the best things for you, the things you guys have always wanted. But like I said, that is it for today's video. I do have to say again, Leos, happy birthday. I hope you have a fun one, and I will see you guys next time.